Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third summer of WHYY's Pathways to Media Careers Youth Employment Program. I'm Colleen Cassidy, the Youth Employment Specialist at WHYY. We are so excited to have with us this afternoon 23 students who are just a few days away from finishing up their summer internships and their work experiences, and they will be showcasing all of their amazing projects for you guys today. Now, let me introduce you to our co-host, Lisa Wilk, WHYY's Manager of School Partnerships. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Colleen. This program would sorry. Hi, everybody. This program would not be possible without our entire Media Lab staff and students, plus Tina, who's working in the back on our switcher today. So thank you. For the past 7 years, WHYY has provided over 42 schools in the School District of Philadelphia with media equipment and a WHYY media instructor. In these media labs, we teach students and teachers media production. Teachers integrate media into their classroom, and students get to make powerful media with their voices.
And our Pathways to Media Careers program was created to support our students in taking their media making skills to the next level. And most importantly, to accomplish 3 very important goals. The first, connecting youth to jobs where they can further their media skills, to amplify youth voice in our community, and lastly, for forging mutually beneficial relationships with local organizations. This summer was the 3rd run of the program and the 2nd time we did so virtually. Thanks a lot, COVID. We had an amazing group of students and mentors who worked together to tackle whatever issues arose. And we even had some lucky students this summer who were able to get out and meet up safely for their projects in person, which was exciting. And hopefully we'll be able to do that even more during this upcoming school year.
Yeah, and one big pivot that we continued from last year was to have our students work in teams of about 2 to 4 people who were then connected with some amazing business partners. We did this because we knew how challenging it would be for individual students to tackle this whole work from home / hybrid job experience alone. And we wanted to utilize the many strengths that the teams of students have when placed together. So each team was led by a WHYY instructor who were the support staff for the students each day. We also put a large focus this summer on students learning entrepreneurial and freelancing skills, which we weaved to get through their experience. They also received an amazing technology kit so they could shoot and record at home. The students completed 3 distinct projects throughout their 7 weeks in the program. The first was an individual project focusing on their new technology and conducting virtual interviews. I really loved those pieces. And then with their teams, the next project was an assignment from our business partners. And for some students, the third project allowed them to have the opportunity to pitch their own ideas to their team. As you will see in the next few minutes of our fabulous business partners this summer included Billy Penn, WHYY's Grants Department, Mural Arts, the National Park Service, WHYY's Newsroom, the City of Philadelphia's Office of Sustainability, WHYY's The Pulse, WRD Radio, WHYY's You Ought to Know show, and a youth poetry project for WHYY TV.
So many amazing things. And as of this morning, I always like to try to encapsulate our summer by the numbers. And even though we have a couple of days left and a few projects that are still moving through the final stages, as of this morning, our students have created over 40 videos and counting, a few more coming through, 2 published articles so far, at least 3 social media campaigns for some of our partners, many, many published photographs, 2 podcasts, one that's going to be played, I believe it's next week on The Pulse, on the show that they air nationally. And we'll also have 4 students who will have their work aired on WHYY TV, one of which will happen in the next couple of weeks for You Ought to Know's show. So we'll keep you all posted and make sure that we blast that on our social media so that everybody knows when to tune into our TV station to watch our students' work. But you name it, our students were able to accomplish it this summer. And most exciting for us is that because of the fabulous work the students have done and because of really generous funding from a lot of our donors, we're able to keep freelancing in some capacity with our students. So stay tuned for many, many, many more published works for our students in this upcoming school year.
And none of this would be possible without our 30 generous funders of the WHYY Media Labs program. But a big thank you to the Lenfest Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the Hamilton Family Charitable Trust, who specifically fund our Pathways to Career program.
Thanks, Lisa. So first up this afternoon, we would love to invite Sandra Clark, WHYY's Vice President for News and Civic Dialogue, to come to our virtual stage today and share a few words with our students and all of the guests that are at home watching today. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Colleen and Lisa. Thank you too for your amazing work and the work of your teams as well. Shout out to you. You do this work consistently and with the enthusiasm that is unmatched. Hey, everybody, I'm Sandy Clark. I'm the Vice President for News and Civic Dialogue at WHYY. And I have to say that anytime I get a chance to talk to young folks, it is a highlight of my day. So at this very moment, this is the peak and the highlight of my day. I have been hearing nothing but great reviews about the work that you all have been doing this summer. I can't wait to see the final product. But I wanted to take a few minutes to just say, first of all, where you are is where I got started. And, so the opportunity that you have to really learn some great skills, that will carry you through your life, regardless of what you end up doing. Once you're at WHYY, you're always at WHYY. So I also want you to know that I am a resource for you. I'm a support for you no matter what. So this is not a sort of celebration of the end. This is a celebration of the beginning. And finally, I just want to say why we enjoy so much working with all of you. As the leader of the newsroom at WHYY, I gotta say, yes, we're teaching you some skills and you're learning storytelling and journalism and all these things, but we also get ideas from you. You all, the honesty of your voices and, how you produce your pieces is really interesting and important to us. It tells us a lot about how we have to build audience and how we can reach younger people in the work that we do. So it's great having those conversations. It's great working together. You're so creative. I was watching your favorite media making tools and I'm taking notes and going, okay, I got to learn some of this stuff. So I might call some of you to be a tutor for me at some point because we also have to keep up with your game too. I would just say the work that you do, keep on building on it. This is your introduction for many of you to interviewing, to learning what truth is, to asking questions that make a difference, to presenting information in a way that is engaging for audiences. Because think about yourselves every single day. You have a lot of choices about what you want to read, watch, listen to. And it's the stuff that pulls you in that keeps you constantly engaged. So think about that as you continue to produce such great work. Congratulations to you for being selected for the program. We thank our funders as well for supporting young people. I mean, you're not just the future, you are the present. So I look forward to the rest of the showcase. Big 40 pieces and all this other kind of stuff. I gotta say, my newsroom better step it up. That's all I can say. So congratulations. Look forward to meeting you all in person at some point. But again, don't forget, Colleen and Lisa have my contact information. And anytime you want to reach out to me, I will take your call, your emails, your tweets, whatever it is, however you want to reach me. Please feel free to reach out. This is not the end, but the beginning. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Sandy. We really appreciate you being here with us. And I know that at some point, hopefully it's like very soon, that we'll bring all of our students together into the studio to be able to get all the tours and all the other things that they would have done, historically in our program if COVID wasn't hindering that for us. But thank you. Thanks again. All right. So are we ready? It is time. This afternoon, we are going to bring each group of students on stage to introduce themselves and their amazing work that they have accomplished over this summer. We're going to start off today with one of our in-house groups, one of our in-house WHYY teams, to give an overview of the program, and then we'll move into the other projects that were created over the summer. So we're going to play a video first that's kind of introduce our Pathways to Media Careers program, and then the grants team is going to come onto our virtual stage right after. So Pathways video, here we go.
Each year, the WHYY Education Department selects a group of young adults to intern at media companies across Philadelphia. In this program, they expand their skills in media production, gain valuable work experience, and collaborate with funders across the media landscape. We spoke with interns, mentors, funders, and organizers of the Pathways to Media Careers program to learn about their experiences.
WHYY's Pathways to Media Careers Youth Employment Program is a 7-week paid internship experience for Philadelphia area students who are ages 16 to 19 and who have completed at least 1 year in a WHYY media education program.
WHYY has come up with this Pathways to Careers program to actually secure internships, which increasingly everyone knows are really important to giving youth skills that they might need in the workplace. And so WHYY is already doing some of the work that we would like to see some other stations do too.
The most beneficial thing for me and it's just because of my personality and just getting to know people in general. I feel like I benefited in the fact that I was able to build so many friendships and so many connections with so many different people.
I'm learning things that can help me both now and in the future in my career, because I'm now considering radio as a career path, which I never thought of before.
I just like working with the organization because they're so respectful, generous, and they're kind.
This summer 2021, we have a few old partners and a few new partners that have joined the team, and they include the Billy Penn News Group, the WHYY Grants Department, the Mural Arts Organization, the National Park Service, WHYY's new newsroom, the City of Philadelphia's Office of Sustainability, WHYY's The Pulse, the WURD radio station, WHYY's You Oughta Know show, and the WHYY production team is putting on a youth poetry project.
So my business partner this year is Mural Arts. We specifically are focusing on murals that are around restorative justice, and those are especially important because it has a story to tell and an impact to the community. And I am so excited to just go out on the field every day and film artwork that's around Philadelphia.
My business partner is the National Park Service. It's very nice being able to work with them. I'm kind of in a special club now. We know the little slangs.
Currently, I'm working with one of the TV shows You Oughta Know, and now I'm pitching a little segment that they might potentially air. And also I have little freelance projects that I do where I go out and shoot events and interview people and let their voices be heard.
During work on this project, I interviewed the people I met and had some pretty great conversations. Currently, I'm helping my team in the editing process of the project video, and so far, it's pretty great.
The program has evolved a lot over these past 3 years. Last summer, we had to move the full program virtual. So one thing that we've changed is that students work with our business partners as like freelancers. We were able to give the students their own cameras and different things that they need in order to make media at home. And after the successful completion of the summer, that gear is theirs to keep.
All right, audio rolling, this is tape.
It's also enabled us to have our WHYY instructors that the students know and work with all throughout the school year to be embedded in the program too, and they're just a really invaluable resource.
My name is Brianna Spaz. I am a youth media instructor with WHYY, and this year for our summer internship program, I'm supervising the Mural Arts team. And we are hoping to make a documentary about the Women's Guild.
I really enjoy that I'm able to practice my leadership style and work with an incredible group of students that are very, very talented. I also enjoy working in team, solving problems, and just getting to know this very excellent group of students that have really great stories to share.
I'm a media instructor during the year, so usually I'm working with whole classes, but it's really nice to have like a lot of one-on-one time, and to be like a little closer to like what feels like a real mentorship.
I really enjoy the Career Pathways program because I enjoy seeing interns grow over a short period of time. Even in the few weeks that we've been working so far, I've seen some of the interns I've worked with increase their photography skills and videography skills.
My group instructor has really helped me as well. Just working through all the clips that I got and being able to really craft a story from all the footage and the interviews that I was able to capture.
We are not only teaching them media skills, but more importantly, we're teaching them professionalism.
The best thing I can hope for is that students leave our program with a sense of confidence, honestly, because sometimes it takes confidence and courage to tell a story, especially if it's really important and it matters to you.
If I could describe my experience with this program in one word, I would say enlightening.
My experience with WHYY would definitely be refreshing.
Another benefit is getting way better at, photography and videography.
It has managed to expand my creative horizon. With the equipment they gave me, I can use it to take interesting photos and see what I can do with them.
Being involved in this group has gave me such a confidence. This program has really helped me for the better.
It's just been really great building those connections, and once you have those connections, further down the line, they can always help you in some aspect. And that has been just the most beneficial thing for me.
Being involved in such a group has really gave me confidence to express my interests. And that's an experience I can never forget.
Overall, I feel like I jump-started my media making career.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sam, and I'm a media instructor with WHYY. This summer, my group teamed up with the WHYY Grants Department. So shout out to Gianna and Kate from the Grants Department. We worked really closely with them this summer, and it was a real joy to be collaborating with them. I also had a blast collaborating with these three talented and creative young individuals here. And I'd love for y'all to meet them. So first up is Ryan Antipuna. Can you introduce yourself, Ryan?
Hi, my name is Ryan Antipuna. I'm a student at CCP going to my second year, and this is my second year at this program. I have experience in video editing, photography, and voice acting. I'm also an animator.
Thank you, Ryan. Next is Moses. Can you introduce yourself, Moses?
Okay, hello, my name is Moses Bangura, and I am an upcoming student for the Community College of Philadelphia. I am a student under the Grants Department with Sam Dellard as my instructor. My interests are art, reading, video games, documentaries, and books.
Thank you, Moses. And last but not least, Dimitri.
All right. Hi, my name is Dimitri Rex Bush. I'm a recent graduate of WB Saw High School of Agricultural Sciences. And this is my third year with the program, and I'm very confident that Colleen will not get rid of me. And my interests would be media making, like taking photos, making videos, editing videos. I also like video games and anime.
Cool, cool. Thank you, Dimitri. So Ryan, can you tell the audience a little bit about the projects that you worked on, or we worked on together with the grants department this summer?
All right, sure. Well, the first one we worked on was a interview. It was a video of us like interviewing ourselves as if we were being interviewed in like person, of us just like answering questions about like the program and just about us in general. Our second one was one that just was showed, the career pathways promo video, in which we did transcriptions, got B-roll, did interviews, and just got a lot of film and just had to collaborate with a lot of the other parts of the program. And our third one was a promo video, 45-second spot for the Little Libraries program, the WHYY Little Libraries program. And we also had a bonus project that was a video essay about our time during the summer with the program.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, so they had a very productive summer, but most of the time, I'd say about like 70% of our time was spent making the video that you guys have just seen. Moses, what was your favorite part of your summer experience?
Well, if I can recall, my favorite part of the summer experience was being given the equipment such as the camera, microphones, etc. With the camera, it gives me opportunity to take more interesting photos. Since I've recently developed an interest in photography, I'm considering using the photos I took and considering what to do with them. Maybe draw some characters on it or many other endless opportunities.
Absolutely. Thank you, Moses.
You're welcome.
And just to wrap it up, Dimitri, how would you sum up your summer experience in 3 words?
Well, Sam, if I were to sum up my summer experience in 3 words, I would say that it was smooth, challenging, and entertaining.
There you go. Smooth, challenging, and entertaining. And I'm sure those are just a few. There's probably thousands of other great words that we could use to describe this program. But I'm sure we'll hear those later. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ryan and Moses and Dimitri. And enjoy the rest of the show.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Billy Penn's crew is coming on.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good. Hey, everybody, my name's Joe. I'm a media instructor here at WHYY. And this summer, I got the opportunity to work with 2 very talented interns from 2 different organizations. First up is Kaveen Harahali, who worked for Billy Penn, based at WHYY. Kaveen got the opportunity to pitch and produce his very own story about the very controversial MLK Drive reopening. Kaveen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So as you heard, my name is Kaveen, and I was very grateful to be able to intern for Billy Penn. And as Joe said, I did a story about MLK Drive, and I initially thought it would just be like a video, because that's what I was interested in before I came to this program. But I also wrote an article, which was a new but fun experience for me.
Cool. Thank you, Kaveen. Next up is Zachary McGurk. Zachary interned for the National Park Service. and got to take a bunch of photos and videos for historical sites throughout the city. Zach, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, my name is Zachary McGurk. As Joey said, I work with the National Park Service this summer, and yeah. Do I say my interests?
Yeah, actually, question for you, Zach. So, do you want to share? You can share some of your interests, and do you want to share what your favorite experience was from your summer work with the National Park Service?
Yeah, sure. So some of my interests right now are photography, gaming, and anime. But the best thing I did over the summer with the National Park Service was go to um the Eastern State Penitentiary and get a free tour of the penitentiary.
Yes, Zach got to see a lot of very cool locations this summer throughout Philadelphia. So over to Kaveen. Kaveen, I'm going to give you the opportunity to also share what some of your favorite experiences were working with Billy Penn. And I'm also going to ask Kaveen if you could summarize your experience with your summer work in just 3 words.
Sure. So I think my favorite experience was probably doing person on the street interviews on MLK Drive because I had to go up to random people and talk to them, and it helped me build my confidence. Uh, and to summarize my work experience in 3 words, I guess I'd say it was busy but fun.
Love it. Yeah, we had a lot of fun shooting person on the street interviews for this project, which you're about to see some of right now. So without further ado, shout out to the partners and enjoy the show.
Opening MLK Drive to cars next month gives me a lot of anxiety and brings up some frustration in the decision making. It's one of the, few safe places for people who aren't inside cars in the city.
But for some people who need this drive for a commute, it's been really challenging.
This is what MLK Drive has looked like for the past 16 months. After it was closed to auto traffic by the city in March of 2020, walkers, roller skaters, and cyclists from all over Philadelphia came to enjoy the 4-mile stretch of car-free road. Bike advocates and outdoor enthusiasts alike have asked to keep MLK closed to cars, but the city decided to reopen it on August 4th, 2021. Randy Labasso is Policy Director at the Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia. He explains the drive's popularity.
I think MLK was really unique in that it was basically a wide trail that was open near Center City, and because of that, it became the most used bike trail in the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania over the last year.
Mike Carroll is Deputy Director at the Office of Transportation, Infrastructure, and Sustainability, known as OTIS. He says funding is a key factor that went into the city's decision to reopen the drive to cars.
Or we'll be, seeking reimbursement from federal funds for the paving we did. And the reason we get that reimbursement is because Martin Luther King's on the federal aid network, which means that there's a certain threshold that's established for it to bear traffic and operate as a route for traffic traveling in and out of the city.
While recreational users have enjoyed the roadway, local residents in neighborhoods like Winfield and Overbrook felt left out of discussions. Crystal Morris, president of the Winfield Residents Association, shares her neighborhood sentiment.
Imagine looking out your window of a home that you've lived in for maybe 20 years, and you look out and they've decided to make it something else, your street, and nobody asked you, and somebody in a room thought it was a good idea, and what they're telling you is you just need to live with it. And that happens way too often in the city.
MLK is also a vital route for Winfield residents who drive into the city, they say.
We assume people drive because they're lazy and they don't want to take the bus. What about the fact that I'm working 2 jobs and the only way that I can get from one to the other is if I'm driving, because if I'm waiting for the bus that doesn't come, I'm going to lose my job.
My name is Zachary McGurk. I am 21 years old, and I was currently working at the National Park Service as an intern. I did film and photography for them. I was taking photos of the accessibility ramps so that people can just find a way to get into the building. We also did a time-lapse video of the Liberty Bell, of just people coming in and just stopping by, taking pictures with it. What I did at the speaking event for the National Park Service was taking photography of the speakers and making sure that the photos were really nice and high quality. For the internship, I definitely didn't know how to take photos very well. Definitely didn't know any of the techniques. Now, after the internship, I'm definitely coming out with new experiences with photography.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And now on to the WURD group.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joy McFadden, one of the associate media instructors with WHYY. I had the absolute pleasure of working with 3 very, very talented students. Our partnership was with WURD, who I actually had the pleasure of working with, and they are part of my media experience. So that was quite that made it an even better experience for all of us as one. So I want to start with introduction. So Nasim, could you just introduce yourself first, please? Just
Got you.
Your name, a couple of hobbies, and in the school that you went to.
Got you. Hello, my name is Nasim Jones. My hobbies is I love drawing. I like telling a good story, and I'm also working on a comic book. And I came from a school called Carver, or just engineering and science.
Thank you very much. Zora, could you go next? Just introduce yourself, the school you go to, and a couple of hobbies for us, please.
Hi, my name is Zora Ball, and I go to Philadelphia Performing Arts High School. And a hobby that I do, I just like to listen to music and hang out with my family and friends.
Thank you very much, Zora. And David, could you go last for us and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm David Kowalski. I go to George Washington Carver High School, and I like to play basketball.
Yes, and that you are a very good basketball player, I heard, David. So I'm going to start my question off with you and ask you, what was your favorite part of the internship?
I think that my favorite part of the internship was definitely that we got to work with different people, especially with like everything that happened with quarantine. We weren't really able to work with other people that much. So I think this like group of people really brought out a lot of the best in all of us. So yeah.
That's the cool aspect of it, because I know that all of us were stuck in a house, and now even though it's virtual, we get to have some kind of one-on-one interaction with someone else. So did you learn anything from your peers with working with them one-on-one?
Oh, I definitely learned a lot. I think that it was all just like everyone brought different like perspectives on what we were doing, and like we're obviously none of us are the same person. So just seeing what other people thought about certain things that we were doing and certain aspects that we were working with, I think that's really it really helped me to learn a lot.
Thank you. I can see that all of you did learn a lot from each other, because you did grow from the beginning of the summer until now, and I'm so proud to see that growth in all of you. Thank you for your answers, David. So next, I will go to Zora and ask her if you could summarize the program in 3 words, what would they be?
In 3 words, I would summarize it as a learning experience because throughout the whole program, I learned a lot, like David said, like from my peers and also my instructors as well.
Okay, so what was the best thing that you learned that you could say that was the greatest thing that you can take with you?
One of the best things I learned was like to not second guess myself or like overthink things because like I said that you can be your own biggest critic. So just knowing like when to ground yourself and not to be too hard on yourself as well.
That's a big thing to learn, especially at your age. And you knowing that at your age is something huge. Zora, thank you for that. I'm so proud of the work that you've done over the summer as well. So last but not least, Nasim, you're going to end us out by telling us what projects you guys worked on.
Oh boy. So the projects we worked on was basically we worked on editing radio commercials with audio editing software called Adobe Auditions, and we also practiced like script writing, which was the funnest part about it. And besides those two things, we also started dabbling in a software called Adobe animating characters, which basically you get to practice our voiceovers by giving life to certain characters. Sadly, it was the Iron Giant, but still, we were able to like give a voice to certain characters.
Thank you so much for that, Nasim. I think it was a highlight when we discovered the animation character application because you guys got to fiddle with that, and it was pretty cool to see because we all learned that application together. And thank you all so much for your answers. And now we will go to our highlight video.
Over the course of online school, I've found myself procrastinating and putting my assignments off. Some things I've done to stop procrastinating is trying to do things as soon as they're assigned. And I've also set reminders and made to-do lists to help myself feel more accomplished once I finish a task. I wanted to strengthen this goal because I felt that it's important to have in both school and the workplace.
What keeps me motivated throughout this tough time and even during quarantine is my friends, family, and just my hobbies. I think without any of them, I definitely wouldn't have the energy to get on my bed.
I think the people that helped me the most this past year are probably my family and my best friend. I think they just gave me like a person who I could always go to talk to if I needed any advice or if I just needed like someone to just rant to or cry to. I think they were like the perfect people that helped me with that.
Before I start my voiceover, I drink plenty of water and do a lot of voiceover exercises, such as vibrating my lips, humming, and stretching my jaw. Once I'm all set, I work on my script with some guidance from Miss Joy, and then I start my voiceover. The script I'm working on right now is about the WHYY Career Pathway Showcase that will be on August 11th. Then, when my script gets the green light, I start working on my voiceover on Adobe Audition.
Alright, let's get to work. And so we work a lot with audio. Listening to audio is a big part. Then we also work with editing raw audio. And that is a lot of what we do on a daily basis. We will receive audio from Word Radio, and then we will be asked to cut it down. Then there are days where we will write our own scripts and record them ourselves. And personally, I love those days most.
Hello, my name is Zora Ball. I attend Philadelphia Performing Arts High School, and this summer I'm working with Word Radio as a part of the WHYY Career Pathways Internship Program. I use Adobe Audition to edit. I work on the project for about an hour, and then I log on to the meeting with my business partner, Khalif A. from Word Radio at 12. In this meeting, we have been learning how to apply our practice of editing, recording, and writing to edit shows and record commercials for the station, along with overall learning the art of radio. This is one of my favorite parts of the day because I love learning from my business partner and my fellow colleagues, and it is also very fun because he's an outgoing person. How do you guys feel we can normalize the conversation about mental health and our emotions in our communities?
Well, me personally, I think what you said, normalize the conversation. I don't think there is a conversation yet about it. So I researched it and it said that 13.4% of the US population identifies as Black or African American. And of that, 16% have reported having mental illness in the past year. And of that, 20% said that they didn't take any action when they figured it out. And so that's over 7 million people who didn't take action when they realized that they had mental illness.
Amazing work. All right, and now to the stage, we have the City of Philadelphia's Office of Sustainability. Hello.
Hello, Colleen. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for your hard work this summer, as well as my fellow instructors and all of these amazing students. My name is Gianna Brown, and I oversaw the work of these amazing students this summer. We did a project for the Office of Sustainability on textile waste, which is something that I didn't know was such a huge problem. They did a fantastic PSA about how it affects our community. And without further ado, I'd love for Jason and Sammy to introduce themselves and speak more about their role in the project. Jason?
Hi, my name's Jason Sagal. I'm currently at Masterman High School. And for our project, I use a community angle to look at the reduced part of the recycling triangle. I visited the Wardrobe, which is a local Philadelphia thrift shop business, and I got to take a look at the store along with the sorting and donation rooms. My favorite part of this project was learning how the Wardrobe worked passionately with other thrift stores in the community and around the city to try to put an end to clothing insecurity and textile waste as a whole.
Hello, my name is Sammy Saxith. I'm 18 and I'm going to be a freshman at CCP this year. And my project was about the recycling process regarding textiles and how those waste streams are created and what we can do about it. My favorite part of the project was getting to speak to my two interviewees, one of which was a professor at University of Delaware who specialized in textile and apparel studies, and the other was Kabira Stokes, who is the CEO of a PA organization called Retriever, who specializes in electronic and textile waste.
I learned so much from these students' research, and it was just so amazing to see their work from script to screen this summer. And I'd love to hear more from you both about a word that you could summarize that about your summer and what it meant to be a WHYY intern. So I'll start with you, Jason, and then Sammy, you can go.
Well, obviously, it meant a lot to be a WHYY intern, and it meant so much to me, but condensing it into one word, I would say creativity.
If I had to give one word to describe the summer experience after learning so much about sustainability and what we could do, I think the one word would be advancement.
Awesome. And we had another student here who couldn't make it, but she did some amazing work as well, Sierra Duncan. I have been so humbled. I'm so blessed to work with these students this summer. I've learned so much from them. Their skills have grown so much, and they're just young people. They're just kids, and they're only going to get better. I am so proud of you all. I am so blessed to have gotten to know you all. We will all stay in touch. Helena and Christine from the Office of Sustainability have been great partners. And it's just been such a fun and amazing summer. Please watch our video. Please enjoy our video. Please recycle your clothes and buy used clothing when you can. And yeah, thank you so much for your time and enjoy our video. Take care.
What do you do when you're finished with your clothes? Do you throw them in the trash? Most people do. Textile waste, the type of waste including clothing and other cloth, is a large part of all waste in landfills, and it's getting larger. The amount of textiles in landfills has gone up by almost 500% in the last 40 years. As the nation that produces more waste than any other country in the world, America is the largest contributor to this issue.
So textile waste is one of the fastest growing waste streams that we have here in our world. It has huge environmental tolls. 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions are due to the fashion industry, and that's more than maritime shipping and international flights combined.
Each year, an average American generates 82 pounds of textile waste, meaning more than 11 million tons of textile waste comes from the U.S. alone. In Philadelphia, we throw more than 35,000 tons of textiles in the trash each year. The worst part is that almost none of these textiles needed to end up in the landfill. 95% of all textiles have the potential to be reused or recycled, but only 15% actually are being recycled.
Reusing textiles through methods like upcycling can be a fun and creative way to reduce waste and give items that have served their purpose new life. For clothes that are too small, old, or tattered, try manipulating them with scissors, a sewing kit, or anything you have at home to either repair them or make something new. Fortunately, this upcycling method can also apply to textiles that are non-wearable as well.
My favorite strategy for sort of reusing and repairing textiles in your own home. Let's say that you have a old towel or sheet that you don't have any use for whatever reason. Maybe it ripped somewhere, maybe it's stained. You can cut those up and reuse them as cleaning rags.
There's a lot of potential for reuse and for extracting our resources back out of these garments. So that's why we're looking at textiles.
Amazing. And now let us welcome to the stage probably one of the most colorful projects of the entire summer, the Mural Arts team. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us. My name's Brianna. I'm the mentor for the Mural Arts team, and I have two super fabulous students who I had the absolute honor of working with this summer. So I'd like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves. Asta, would you like to go first?
Hello, my name is Asta Kundu and I use they, them pronouns. I've been in this internship for the last 3 years that it has been going on, and it's so glad to grow with everyone here. So that's me.
And then next up we have Caitlin. Caitlin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, so hi, my name's Caitlin. This is my second year in the program actually, and I am going to be a junior in Kappa High School as a visual artist.
Yeah, so we have two Media Labs rock stars here with us who not only have participated in the in-school program, but also are no stranger to our internship program at the Career Pathways. So this year, we had the awesome opportunity to work on a handful of projects. For our first project, which was meant to be interview practice, I actually posed the challenge to both Caitlin and Asta to explore their own cultural identities. And we saw some really beautiful self-reflection narrative pieces for our first piece of the year. And then we had two really wonderful opportunities for projects with Mural Arts. First up was a really fun tour that we went on where we not only explored murals related to the restorative justice program at Mural Arts, but also just what makes a mural. How do you interpret a mural? How do you look at all of these moving, beautiful pieces and try to piece together a story, even when you're just walking by? So two really great pieces on that. Definitely encourage you to check them out. But our big piece, our piece de la resistance, maybe, if you will, was a documentary project about the Women's Guild, which is a paid apprenticeship program and the restorative justice program of Mural Arts, which provides women who are reentering society from prison with the opportunity to gain meaningful employment, career skills, coping skills, emotional development, communication, all of these wonderful things. And Mural Arts was so gracious to have us in and really invite us into this community to make just an absolutely gorgeous piece that you are going to see a bit of. But I don't want to talk too much. So let's hear first from Caitlin. Caitlin, I would love to know, what did you learn this summer? from working on your projects with mural arts?
Yeah, so there was a lot of things that we learned, especially with our group. We got to go out on the field. And this was my first time, I guess, in a professional setting doing interviews, holding a boom mic, which is excruciating after 20 plus minutes. But it was a blast kind of going out. And I think, especially with mural arts, I'm a big art person. Like I said, I'm a visual artist. And I never realized how much impact murals had on the community, or how much art can be incorporated into people's lives and how therapeutic that can be for them. So overall, I just felt like I learned a lot about filmmaking, a lot about telling stories, especially since we were working on such a inspirational story about women reentering society. And I just felt bigger and greater connections, not only with people in mural arts, but also with Brianna and Asa, and it was just great working with all of them.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Caitlin. I feel so grateful. Every time I work with a new batch of students, it reminds me why I love my job, why I love being a teacher. But specifically with these two, we had a really wonderful dynamic where we not only were able to grow professionally, but we were able to learn a lot about boundaries and communication and, being a part of a professional team while still taking care of your head and your heart as well. And that was just really, really gratifying for me. So, Asta, I'd like to ask you the question. If you could describe this program in 3 words, what would they be?
The 3 words I would use to describe this program would be skillfulness, professionalism, and maybe this is two more words. Growth, growth with everyone, and also just developing connections.
And I'd love for you to tell us just a little bit more. Pick one of those and expand on that for us just a little bit.
Since I've been in this program from like the very beginning, I'd like to say in my head, it feels so much more welcoming since the very first time I've been here. Everyone is just so much more comfortable with each other, and we talk when I have a problem, I have someone to turn to, which I didn't feel like I could before this internship. And if I am struggling with something, I have my mentor, and then I have Colleen, and then I can have Lisa to help me with all my camera equipments and all the questions I have. Like, I never feel like I have to hold back when I have a problem, which is something I was always scared to do. But this program helped me develop that skill as a human in general, not just a media maker. So that's all.
Awesome. Well, I am so proud of the both of you. I watched you grow so much, not only in your media making skills, we learned so much about gimbals and boom mics and lighting, but also just as a team. Sometimes things are hard and sometimes things are easy, right? So it was really beautiful to watch you both grow through some of the growing pains that we had, and then also just some of the wonderful opportunities. So let's watch that video.
We make art as a centerpiece because art is just a representation of human beings and what they feel, think, hear, say, and hope for.
Who am I? I'm caring, I'm loving, I'm understanding, I'm respectful, but yet I'm different. So when I walk in here, I look forward to learning something new every day. I'm mainly here to be a part of something bigger than myself. I learned how to mix paint. I learned conflict resolution. I learned coping skills. I also learned how to understand this side of the planet, coming from the place I came from.
My story and my narrative are 2 different things. And who I am is not my story. A lot of that story comes from false information, wrongful conviction, and I've just been trying to build past that so that people could understand that I'm not a folder, I'm not a number, I'm not a piece of paper, I'm more than that.
Yes, my name is Gregory Corbin. I'm the director of the Restorative Justice Department of Mural Arts Philadelphia. And my department is dedicated to building a culture of redemption in the reentry community and reconciliation through a program that is focused on centering restorative justice.
WRPP is the first all-women's reentry pilot program.
The Women's Reentry Program of Mural Arts is an opportunity for women to believe in themselves inside of a system that has told them they're not worthy of believing in. Restorative justice is the practice of figuring out how to find spaces of repair when someone has caused harm to society.
So there are several pillars that we have set to meet. Some of those things are workforce skills, job attainment, wellness, and also just honing in your own skills, understanding what your skill set is and improving on those skills. So we've had discussions about what does communication look like, what does it look like when you're identifying trauma triggers, and how you can turn those things into positive energy.
It's also really a job. They're employees. This gives them an opportunity to say they work somewhere such as Mural Arts and that they're on their way to that transformation. We have about an 82% job placement rate and about a 5% recidivism rate. We're talking about working with over 100 individuals a year. And the country's recidivism rate is hovering around 80+%. That shows you the impact of the program, shows you the impact of art, shows you the impact of connection, shows you the impact of structure, and giving people a second opportunity at life.
It's a breath of fresh air to walk in here and to be able to work with these young adults from all different parts of the city. Because what a lot of people may not know is that right now, a lot of these kids are at war with each other just because of where they may live, just because of where they may hang out at. So it's a great thing to be involved and be in a room with children from North Philly, South Philly, Southwest, Germantown, all over, and nobody's arguing, nobody's fighting.
So through a lot of collaboration and partnership, we're able to expose, people who come through our program to other spaces and places that they may not have known exist. And that exposure is key when you're thinking about somebody growing in development. This is not just a returning citizen conversation. This is a human being conversation, no matter what labels people want to put on one another. We all need those things.
At the end of the program, when they graduate, they have something to look back on and say, wow, I completed this. This is what I was able to do, and I earned money while doing it.
At the end of the day, we're teaching people how to dream again, how to produce a vision, take it start to finish, and teaching them how to believe in themselves.
If there isn't something there, you build a bridge, you build a path. You make something of that space. You don't go, oh, it's not there, so, I can't do anything. No, you can. You can. There is no can't. You can.
Where I'm going next. I'm blessed. I have a job waiting for me. It's not just important to me, it should be important to the planet. I feel that it's a universal thing. It's not an individual thing. And if nothing else, this pandemic should have taught us to come together and unite.
Such a fabulous job. Thank you. And now our very own WHYY's newsroom and our poetry team. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone has joined us so far. My name is Trent Hinton. I'm another media instructor and mentor who had the pleasure of working with 4 wonderful and innovative young minds. I would like to introduce to you Dariana Garcia. She worked with WHYY Sherdavi, who's one of the heads and creative forces behind programming and broadcast production. I would also like to introduce to you Damien, Keish, and Yalise. They became young journalists this summer and were partnered with Chris, Eric, and Joy from WHYY's news and engagement team. So, hello, everyone. Hey, Dariana, let's go to you first. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what the youth poetry team was up to this summer?
Hi, my name is Dariana. I'm a junior in college, and this is also my third year in this program. What the poetry project I did was I did 2 videos highlighting poets in Philly. And the videos consisted of many interviews and then recorded poems. And it was really nice.
Great, great. And if you didn't hear her, guys, she really kind of went around and just got a lot of poets to talk about why they wrote poetry and why they recited and why they, why they do what they do. So it's really great work. And you, Keish, you had the newsroom team. Introduce yourself and tell us about the project you and your colleagues worked on.
Yeah, definitely. Hey everyone, my name is Keish. I use they them pronouns. I guess to like describe myself, I would be like, really somebody like really interested in human rights, but trying to like solve these social justice problems and multimedia platforms. So the project that my team worked on was a news story about the underground bike culture and really like trying to give perspective to the voices that haven't had them, which are the actual bikers. And we wanted to show the benefits and really that is really about like it's really a part of Philly culture, and we interviewed some great people. So yeah.
Yeah. And Damien, also part of the same team. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what was your favorite experience for the summer?
Hi, my name is Damon Williams. I'm currently a senior at Franklin Learning Center. And what I would say for my favorite part is definitely, doing the video beforehand. We have like endless of ideas and possibilities what we can do with the video. So I think with all of us coming together, like making one video, it feels special.
Yelise, tell us a little bit about yourself and then give us 3 words to sum up everything for your project.
Hi, my name is Yalis. I'm a senior at the George Washington Carver High School of Engineering and Science. And 3 words that I will use to describe my summer is stressful, but exciting and productive.
Dariana, in 3 words, sum up your experience.
Growth, creativity, and then also, I guess, motivation.
Absolutely. We all needed motivation, right? And it got us through. So I want to thank you to 4 of you. It was an absolute pleasure to work with all of you. And a special thank you to all those who supported them throughout this entire process, from our business partners to our youth employment and media education staff, to even family and friends who became drivers and even behind the scenes crew members. So without further ado, enjoy our highlights and thank you again.
Hello, my name is Andrea Rhodes, and I am Philadelphia's new Youth Poet Laureate, and I am 17 years old. Poetry helps me express myself by giving me a voice when I feel voiceless. It helps me add raw emotion to things and to give my true feeling and opinion on certain subjects. Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, and Emily Dickinson, they all write their poems with raw emotion. They make their readers think outside of the box, and I learned from them to do that as well, to have my readers who read my poems look outside of the box and to see my true emotion come into life within the poem. I think it's important for young leaders to talk about Black Lives Matter and justice because it's important. So many Blacks and Browns and Hispanics are being killed, and awareness needs to be brought for them. Justice needs to be served for them. I think the community can help solve issues like gun violence by giving a voice, showing the people that their feelings and emotions matter and that their voices need to be heard when others try to silence them. Before the flowers bloom. I was a seed in my mother's garden. I felt the sun shine on my existence. The illumination confirmed that this was home. I felt the oasis baptized me, thus my faith had no question. I was reborn again. My sinful ways forgiven. I had maturity and dexterity in the palms of my hands. I grew petals and stems, I leaped and soared. My thorns fell off, I grew softer yet stronger. I was beautiful like the rose, I smelled my dreams come true like the jasmine. I was fresh and felt pure like a daisy, I surely did grow. My body stretched inches and feet, but my mindset expanded to heights so great to reach. April showers bring May flowers, this I know. I am of love in February, turn birth to a beautiful melanin queen in November. I am a flower in the garden of life. Feed me knowledge to which I grow. Care for me and give me love, I'll take it with me. I have a journey ahead of me. I am more than my past, my growth is my future's present.
warning after dirt bike and ATV gangs swarmed city streets.
Yeah, 2 nights later, the family is still very
No doubt
shaken
you may
up
have seen
by
them
what
on the
happened.
streets of Philadelphia, often in large packs weaving in and out of traffic.
It was very loud. The gas, it was just boom, boom, just quick. I didn't even get to see them.
And every time I come here, it's just hordes of things.
While some community members view ATV and dirt bikers as a local menace, this does not reflect the attitude of every Philadelphian.
It's something about the summertime, and there's something about hearing the dirt bikes and that dirt bike sound being connected with happiness, being connected with like kids being able to like run around in the street, on the sidewalk, or in the parks, the playgrounds, right? And so dirt bikes for me growing up was always like, oh, it's time, like they ride and like it's time to go.
So I voted for it because I feel like it's a safety hazard in the city of Philadelphia. I wish we could have done more along with the vote as far as occupying people who are entrenched in that culture, who are entrenched in that lifestyle, who really likes to ride, to be able to provide them safe spaces and opportunities to get entrenched in what it is they like to do. Maybe like Delaware Avenue or South Philadelphia, somewhere where it's non-residential, where you have like a lot of ground. And I would create opportunities and spaces for young people who want to participate in bike culture to be able to ride there.
A lot of kids come from the hood and coming from the ghetto and all that, like they don't got the same opportunities that the racetrack in your area where you could go ride bikes and they don't mess with you, to where you can go to take your bike and teach somebody how to ride. Like, so that's why they like try cracking down, because you ride on the street. But coming from where we come from, we don't got nowhere else but to ride but on the street.
Although coming from different views and places on the subject, it's clear that the laws that limit and outlaw the activity are only temporary solutions. Hopefully, if all parties are given the opportunity to work together, then a long-lasting solution is possible to settle this conflict.
Such great work. Thank you. And now to the stage, we have WHYY's You Oughta Know Show team. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ben Felker Quinn. I have the pleasure this summer of working with Noel Chaco and Lamar Reed, who I'll pass it to in a second. We worked with You Oughta Know, which, if you don't know, is a weekly TV show produced out of WHYY's own studio. And they do weekly events and happenings that you ought to know about. So first I'll pass it to Lamar. Do you want to say a little bit more about yourself?
And then we can hear you, Lamar. Maybe I can go while he fixes that, right?
Yeah, go for it, Noel. Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm Noel Chaco. I'm going to be a freshman at Temple. This upcoming fall, I'm going to be studying media studies and production. And I really love taking photographs and editing photographs and videos.
Nice. Thanks, Noel. Lamar, you want to try again?
You guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, hi. Sorry about that before. My name is Lamar Reed. I'm a student at CCP, and I am an inspiring videographer. I have some work posted up on YouTube and WHYY, and you can find me at, just typing in Lamar Reed, either on Billy Penn's website or YouTube or WHYY. And I also made a new Instagram called shot.by.reed, so you can check me out there and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Lamar. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the projects you worked on this summer?
Yeah, sure. So for my very first project, I did a short little video that was about how I deal with heat in the summer. It was nice, short, and sweet. And then for my second project, which we'll see one of the drafts for upcoming, is what to expect during the PEA DMV driver's test, right? And it's just a video just saying what's going to come up, what do you need to expect, and just quick tips to help you out. And for my third project, I actually did that with Noel, and he can talk a little bit more about that one.
Yeah, so our third project we worked together, and it was about community fridges in Philadelphia, and particularly one which was started by high schools at Central. We thought that was really cool because a lot of the community fridges, all around the country and even in our own city, were started by other people. So we thought it was cool that young people were able to, kind of come together and make something really good for their community. And then my other project I worked on was a story about a local Mexican restaurant. It's actually one of my classmates' parents who own the restaurant. And I thought it was really cool because they were able to open during the pandemic while a lot of other restaurants and businesses were closing. So I thought there's really kind of cool aspect about them that I thought was worth covering.
Cool. Yeah, thanks to you both. And you'll see some of their work upcoming here. So I'm building suspense for that. Can you tell us what your favorite parts were from this summer?
Yeah.
No, do you want to go first?
I think definitely for me was going into the WHYY studio and being able to see the You Oughta Know shoot. It was cool to meet up with everybody there and kind of learn and be a sponge and kind of absorb all that knowledge from everybody, from the camera people, from the people in the back, from the hosts. It was really cool to see all that and even be able to work on the teleprompter and kind of be a part of the show.
Yeah, thanks, Noel. And Lamar, what about you?
Yeah, and the same thing for me. I also agree with Noel. My favorite part was actually being in the You Oughta Know set. And like he said, being able to work the teleprompter and just get to see those guys in action. And also going on a shoot with them and helping out with some B-roll. So, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. And if you'll sum it all up in 3 words, what would those words be? Starting with Lamar.
So my 3 words would definitely have to be grit, learning, and passion.
Yep. And mine are creative, exciting, and eye-opening.
Great. Well, yeah, it's been a joy to work with you both and work alongside you this summer. So now let's watch some of what Lamar and Noel created. Thank you.
Driving has been a staple of American transportation for over a century, and here in Pennsylvania is no different. Not only is it fun and convenient when it comes to vacations and trips to the market, the ability to drive offers more job opportunity, such as food delivering, ride sharing, public transportation, big rig trucking, and everything in between. And now you're ready to buckle up and get behind the wheel and taste the exhaust of the car in front of you as you glide down the street. However, only one thing stands between you and, most of the time, open road: the dreadful PennDOT exam. But as a new driver who recently conquered this PennDOT exam, allow me to share with you some tips and tricks that you can use to help you pass too. My cousin recently took her driver's exam too, and we will both tell you more about what you can learn from our mistakes. There's 3 main parts of the exam: the knowledge test, parallel parking test, and the road test. But first of all,
so to take my permit test, I went to the DMV with my learner's permit application and all of my paperwork. And I took an eye exam while I was at the DMV. So you do not need to schedule to take your permit test. You can head right down there with the correct documents, take your permit test, pass it, and get your permit the same day.
Once you arrive for your exam, you're going to pull up behind a yellow line and wait for the examiner to come to you. This is where you're going to show the examiner your permit, the car's insurance and registration, and the other person's license. You will take your first test at this yellow line. So to prepare for the knowledge test, write down these controls and practice them out of order.
Después de que estábamos ahogados con la pandemia, pero el vecindario ha sido maravilloso. Pero nosotros abrimos a principios de noviembre, que como vuelvo a repetir, nosotros abríamos solamente 2 días por semana, que es sábado y domingo. La gente le gustó y decidimos abrir todos los días. Momentos tan difíciles que hubo un día que yo casi llorando diciendo, ya no quiero ir, porque el frío era criminal. Y y no había ventas.
The first day we opened our doors, it wasn't really busy, but as soon as we started getting those first small orders, they were like $10 orders for some empanadas or some tacos, we noticed straight away that through word of mouth, our business was really taking off.
Y sí, el trabajo ha sido muy, muy duro, pero estamos aquí. No somos una gran cosa, no tenemos los lujos que la mayoría de la gente, sus restaurantes lo tienen, porque económicamente realmente pues no lo tenemos. Este lugar lo hemos hecho con mucho sacrificio, con muchas limitaciones y todavía falta mucho, pero por algo se empieza.
The only reason El Molino is still here and the lights are on is because of this community and the neighborhood around us. And I can't stress that enough.
La mejor parte de tener un restaurante y que tú cocinas es darte el gusto de hacer lo que te gusta. Y el gusto más grande es de saber que la gente le gusta, que vienen y te dicen, wow, yo vine y ordené esto y me encantó.
Thank you, Team Ought to Know. And now, last but not least, we have the group that worked on the Pulse. Welcome, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gabriel Setright, and I am the Media Labs instructor. And this summer, I had the incredible pleasure and privilege of working with the Pulse. If you don't know, the Pulse is a national podcast that focus on science, health, and technology. With our students, we were able to take a different approach to media making because our biggest limitation is that we need to tell stories without any video. We need to tell stories with our eyes closed, basically. So we accepted the challenge and focused this summer on a lot of material and projects around mental health and young people's mental health. And our team is going to get a little bit more into that. Our beautiful team is Trinity, Jacob, Maya, and Anna. And my last comment is that we were able to experience a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of technical difficulties, a lot of kind of noisy backgrounds, all of which reflect the reality of hundreds of students all over Philadelphia that need to do work, study in very different backgrounds and environments. So we pushed through and created really, really great projects that we're excited to show. And to talk a little bit more about those projects, we have Trinity. Trinity, can you talk to us about the projects we completed this summer?
Of course. So as a Pulse team, we completed 3 projects this summer. Like Gabe said, they all surrounded mental health and youth. Our first project was a personal narrative, and we all kind of like went our own route with that. Jacob talked about grief, and Anna talked about her own personal struggle with depression, and Maya talked about the stigma that mental health has in the Black community. And I talked about how the trendiness of mental health can desensitize the issues surrounding it. And then our second project was a voice collage. And we had different youth voices that we interviewed with it. It was an interviewing exercise. And then our last project was my favorite one. And that was our group podcast that we all worked on together as a team about sleep deprivation and the misconceptions that adults have about teen sleep.
Thank you so much for sharing, Trinity. I think as journalists, we had to figure out how to tell stories about very, very difficult topics. So we did a lot of introspection, a lot of skill sharing, a lot of just learning from the wonderful team of the Pulse reporters. And I think we did an amazing job at telling stories about very, very hard subjects that are very, very important to tell. To talk a little bit more, Maya, can you share with us what was your favorite part of this summer project?
I gotta say my favorite part was definitely the final project, getting to work with my team, getting to see them in person, and just overall the experience I got to like experienced so much and learned so many new things with the Pulse altogether, and from my team as well.
Absolutely. Our team had the privilege of recording in the studio of WHYY for the very first time. I know a lot of our instructors have never even been in the recording booth, so our students had really great opportunities and amazing mentorship from the Pulse team. So absolutely. And then now you, Jacob, you are a senior and you are graduating and going to college. I wanted to ask you, what skills did you learn that you will take with you into your freshman year?
Yeah. Well, I would say the biggest thing is a lot of this program is about managing your own time. And you have a lot of freedom to decide when you want to work. And I think that's very similar to what my experience is going to be like in college. You get to pick your own schedule, your own classes, and you have to figure out when you want to work. And so getting that practice with just sitting down, like this time has to be for work, and this time is to go out and hang with my friends. I thought that's something that's going to translate really well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. I would like to acknowledge that we have one more participant, Anna, that is currently unable to join us. Anna did an amazing job at telling her own personal story with mental health, did a lot of fact checking, did a lot of script supervising, and was overall a very great presence to have. But you will see and hear a little bit more about that in our highlight reel, which was created by Trinity Hunt. Thank you all.
Hi, my name is Jacob.
Hello, my name is Maya.
Hi, I'm Trinity Hunt.
Hey, my name is Anna.
Mental health has become trendy.
And how our relationship with death affects our mental health.
Therapy? Well, that's a white people thing.
I'm lucky. I had a light introduction to grief. My first experience with death only came this past year, when my grandmother passed away. In the spirit of reflection, I thought I'd examine the way grief works, and perhaps begin to understand why I felt the way that I did.
The reason why a lot of African Americans turn down therapy is simply because of the lack of representation within this field alone.
Nationwide, it's estimated that just 1% of psychiatrists are African American.
My mom, and over time, she just got more lazy with taking me there because she just sees it as, oh, I don't need it. And she was like, stop hurting yourself. You don't really need therapy. You don't need to go every week because they're going to think something's wrong with you. And I'm looking at it as, what if that's the help that I need?
The challenge is to sound as much as you possibly can like yourself, natural, like the way you sound when you're talking to a friend, but also sound in a way so that the listener can engage and can follow you and can really engage with the content you're putting out. So I see voicing as really a performance. It's not reading, it's not talking, it is to me a performance. And you get yourself into a performance mindset and your
I've been going through so much pain. I've been going through so much because my grandmother had passed away, my godmother had passed away, my dad had left us, my house got on fire. And so everything all those stuff my mom had to go through. And it was really hard because I would be going in the corners, I would be crying. It's like you start crying, you wouldn't think that nobody would love you.
So mental health is trending and it's bad. What do we do about it? We need to change our language. Just because I'm sad I finished all my coffee doesn't mean I'm depressed. Just because I don't like when all my books aren't straight and lined up doesn't mean I have OCD. If I go around claiming I have these mental illnesses that people struggle with every day, I am causing others to become desensitized.
Awesome. I'll double check with the students to see if that works best. I think it should. And we'll see you then.
All right, good luck, guys.
Thank you all so much. If students, if you can stay on the Zoom, I just have a couple announcements.
Wow. so many powerful, powerful, powerful stories. And I think we just get like more impressed as the years go on, right, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal work given the circumstances. And I was just really excited of how so many different types of stories, but also some students got to do stuff in person. Some did it, some people in it, one group were virtual and did hybrid in person. So it gets me really excited to see what the school year has ahead for us. You all did amazing work.
So awesome. And to bring up a couple points I took some notes on throughout the show. Sandy, if you're still on and listening to us, you can hear, we have so many students that are like gimbal pros now. So if you want any PDs that our students can help you to lead, we have so many, they got so excited about their gear. So a lot of them use their gimbals, which is awesome. So we can talk to you about that. They're superstars. Another thing that Dimitri and a few other students brought up, we're so excited that this summer we had about half of our students were returning students, and about a handful of those students have been here since we have started, since our inaugural summer, which just goes, to show how A, amazing those students are, and B, just how thankful I am for the amazing instructors and, program directors and Lisa and Craig and Becca and Dre and just everyone who works tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that the Media Labs and WHYY education team is, strong and just doing really great work alongside our young people. So little round of applause for everyone behind the scenes. Yeah, and I think as you guys saw today, all the videos are our highlights. So, into next week, Lisa and I will be uploading all the final products to our YouTube channel. So what is that again, Lisa?
It's WHYY Education. You can look up, I think it has a shorter version, but that's the easiest way to find it.
We'll have all of the final products, popped up on our YouTube. We're going to be showcasing a few of them on social media in the upcoming days. As we said before, You Ought to Know show will have a few segments on, and we'll get you guys those dates, as well as the Pulse is airing on August 20th, I believe. So we'll have that coming up soon. And yeah, we're just so excited to be able to continue working with these fabulous young people. And if you're in the audience and you're excited by what you saw and you want to connect further with us, please feel free to reach out. We're always looking for more partnerships.
Yeah. And I would also add that what's next is I put in the chat in the group so the students don't act. We are live. The students are just in a different Zoom than all the audience, in case you were wondering. But I wanted to point out that I was putting in the chat that Noel and Lamar got offered to work on set still for You Ought to Know, and we'll continue to make pieces. I also happened to be on a community street, a play street in Philadelphia for something completely outside of our department. Happened to be the same block that Ryan lives on. And he's going to be making some bigger pieces for another organization in Philadelphia that works with teens. We also have students that can keep pitching stuff. The ATV piece will be like a bigger news piece, a news and engagement, community engagement. So it doesn't stop today, and the students are going to keep building. And we actually don't technically end our summer program till Friday. So they'll be putting their resumes together with us in the next few days, setting up their LinkedIn. So don't be surprised if you'll see them on there. They might reach out to some of the business partners who are in the audience or WHYY employees. So just wanted to share that information. So you'll see that as well online.
Amazing. One last thank you to the 23 young people who are here with us today, who, without you guys, there would be no program at all. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thanks for everyone watching tonight. We hope you enjoyed.
Bye.